Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I am your host, David Strege, and here I have another review for you. This time it's from director Troy Escamilla. And this is his first feature, and it's called Party Night. It's from his production company by the name of Fright Meter Films. And it's a film that was filmed in 2017, and it probably wouldn't have been on my radar if not for the fact of one of the producers behind it is Kevin Summerfield of Slasher Studios. But I also contributed to Troy Escamilla's newest film called Stirring, which I will get to later and in a totally different review. So let me talk about Party Night. As with many firsts, this film had some, it's had some camera errors. It definitely didn't have as much of a storyline as a party would have entailed, but I had a lot of fun with this film, and you got to give him credit for having a very much darker tone throughout the whole film. And I had to watch this film at least once more before I totally got my review out on this film. So we have a group of three different couples who end up going to a deserted home as an after party to a prom night. And of course, this is in like the middle of, this is a point in their life where they're not sure of their future. They're not, some of them are arguing amongst themselves during the party, and they're young, they're inexperienced with life, and so they're coming to this abandoned home, or not abandoned home, but yeah, it ends up being one of the young kids' uncle's home, and I believe that's who the mad psycho killer ends up being. But the kills are very dark. They are very different, and it's fairly simple to follow. At least the story. One of my biggest problems was the fact that the cameraman who was involved behind this, it was very, very shaky. And the film started out very dark, so it was hard to see the very beginning of this film. Evidently, you heard some screams. I could almost see a girl. I could almost not. So I was very confused about the very beginning intro because it was very dark for me. But as the film went on, I liked that the characters began to have a little bit more depth, especially one couple that evidently one of the female of the one couple was planning to have a future outside of this town, and she might not have wanted to have the same man in her life. So I could see how that could be something that is very hard to deal with, especially with friends making plans beyond having grown up together and all that jazz. The other thing that I would like to say is that I believe that there's often in these independent films uh, a problem with too much blood in certain scenes. You don't need to have that much blood uh, on the scenes, especially on the first kill. I mean, it's not that it was one of those scenes where it looks like, someone just threw a bucket of blood or what needed to be blood, nearby just to make it look like she was bleeding. You could tell that there were some practical effects that were used here. And at least that part of the film, you could see. Um, you could see that they were at least trying, and I think that's what needs to be remembered. Um, these were all practical effects; they weren't CGI or anything like that. I think in the shower scene, I don't want to say too much, but there didn't need to be as much blood as there was, but you want there to be enough blood to make it bloody. And I think there could have been at least a little bit more nudity. But that being said, this was a very fun film for me. Yes, it had things that were wrong with it. I still enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the killer. It was definitely a dark tone, and it could very well stand up against many of the independent films that are out there. It could have been a lot worse. So I think the film has mixed reviews, and I'd like to say that this one is actually one of the better independent films that I have seen out there. So, in any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page. If you have not, definitely check out some of my other reviews and check out some of the reviews that I will still have coming out. So I wanted to show you what the film looked like. If you can see it here, definitely a cool cover. I love how these independent films have some very cool covers. This film ended up getting distribution by Wild Eye, and I think that the filmmaker did okay on getting distribution for them. In any case, thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Appreciate the traffic, and hopefully I'll see you next time.